What's good? What's good? What's good? Yes, focus on the good. Focus on the bueno. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Lisa Meta here from Metamorfize.com. And today is Tuesday Talking Tarot. We're going to be pulling an animal card later today, personal reading. So stay on at the end. Hey, if you're here, give me a comment. See if I can see it on Facebook. It's a new thing. I don't know. So stay on. We're going to be pulling animal cards, and today we're talking about complaining. Complaining. That's why I was saying, what's good, what's good, what's good. Hey, everyone. Oh, lots of people here on Facebook. How to see the comments. Yeah, we're going to talk about complaining. Good old complaining. So I actually was really surprised at where my notes took me today, and I'm excited to share what I have discovered with you. And real quick, let's see what do I have going on. Oh, we started 30 Days to Change 2 days ago, so that's in motion. We are making changes in our lives, 5 minutes a day for the next 30 days. And if you're interested in a program like that, you can work with me on that privately, or the next round will be actually in January. But I got some really exciting things coming up. I'm going to do the manifesting ritual again. I've got Rise, my 90-day program. I'm actually going to be doing a pre-sale for that. So that doesn't launch until March, but it fills up really quick. So I decided to do a pre-sale on that program. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, I would love to start a conversation about that. But let's get into complaining. Yeah. Okay, so complaining. What is complaining? So if you look it up in the dictionary, how do I see comments on Facebook? Can someone put a comment in so at least I can just see if it's coming up? What the heck? Oh, there. Mindy, Roger, Liz, what's up? Okay, I got it. I figured out how to see it. Oh, you're in a business call. Okay, I got you. Number 8. Roger, long time. If you give me a number, I'll pick a card for you in a little bit. Liz, welcome. What do you guys think about complaining? I was gonna ask the question, so you can start thinking about it. What do you complain the most about? Like, is there something in your life that you complain the most about? So, okay. First of all, why do we complain? Why does it serve us? Does it serve us? Complaining is basically expressing dissatisfaction. I can never see that word. When you're dissatisfied or annoyed about something or someone. I think, I mean, we all complain at some point in our lives, and the thing that I guess kind of hit me the most, I mean, I knew I wanted to cover complaining today because it does relate to the brain, but when I heard it put this way, it really was like, yes, this is why I'm doing this today. Complaining you rewires your brain for negativity. And I was like, oof, ow. Like complaining is something we do in essence to avoid taking responsibility, avoid accepting the situation as it is, to not, it's almost like another form of sabotage in our life. And this was the funniest part that I heard. I watch a lot of TED Talks, and I do my research before these calls, and I tune into my own layer of complaining and where I complain in my life. But I love this. It's like complaining is like bad breath. You notice when other people are doing it, but you don't notice as much when you do it. And what I love about that is that we are so accustomed to noticing. Matt, welcome. I want to catch up with you. How you doing? Go, girl, go. Every Tuesday, showing up. This consistency thing is the key. I used to want to complain about these Tuesday talks, and then honestly, there became a point, because today's on complaining, there became a point, and I think I almost needed to prove this to myself, where I shut down the complaining, and it really became a habit. And that's exactly what complaining is. It's a habit. We get so used to doing it. And I learned a really cool thing. I always try to click you even when I'm in a conference. Thank you. I was asking Matt, is there something that you notice you complain the most about in your life? Because I'm going to circle back on how to change that into a way to manifest. Um, oh shoot, I forgot what I was saying, but it's all related. So let's see here. Complaining, bad breath. You notice when other people are complaining. Oh, just that it's a sabotage and it's basically our inability to enjoy what is. And I want to be clear because I always like to see both sides of things. I do feel that there's nothing wrong with the essence of complaining. Like, complaining itself can be a useful tool. It can show us where in our life we're either quickly triggered, especially when it comes to like the weather, price of gas or food, things that are like these very normal everyday stuff that you kind of can't really control. So why complain about it? And then there's deeper things that we complain about that are more personal, that can really get underneath. So I would start to look at, are you someone that just complains about the random stuff like prices and gas and the weather? That is like, honestly, that is the stuff you need to trim the fat. That's the waste of time type of complaining. That's you wasting literally energy and mind space, crowding your brain with with negativity. And as we know, if we look at the brain science of things, where you wire, you fire. So if you are someone who is complaining about the little stuff, you're literally, like I said in the beginning, wiring your brain for negativity. And then this starts out a ripple out effect in your life. And this is where I think this gets really interesting, and kind of why I wanted to do complaining today is because I think my fan is on in my computer. So if you're hearing a lot of noise, that's what it is. So don't complain about it. um, we often hear that saying of you are the sum of the five people you spend the most time around. Well, negativity and complaining are pretty big ones when it comes to when you are complaining about things, that you are literally going to find other people that like to complain about those same things. Then you're hanging out with your complaining pod. And the more people you complain about and with, it's kind of like a way that we connect in society. And that's why actually I have a manifesting hack that I teach called the How Are You hack. And a lot of that is to reprogram the way that we're interacting with people, because if you notice, people love to answer how are you with what's wrong. So actually, that's why I started today off with what's good, what's good, what's good. So one of the ways for you to become a beacon of the light, become the beacon of the positivity around you and within you, is to walk around with asking what's good. Like, literally replace how are you with what's good. And when someone asks you how are you begin to train yourself to answer that question with something that's good in your life, instead of, oh, I'm so tired, oh god, I work really late. Because we have begun to program ourselves to connect with people through what's wrong and what's bad, because everyone, it's honestly, misery loves company, right? I mean, these sayings are created for a reason. Good morning, Elaine. Oh, technology, girl. Yeah, Liz, I hear you. That has been, I complain about that. I thank you for saying that, because I was actually thinking on how I was going to share with answering that question today, also on the things that I've complained about in my life. And I notice in my business, I do a lot of complaining about how marketing, where are the people? I can't find the people. I don't want to do this business anymore because I need more people. I know I'm really good at what I do. In fact, I'm excellent at what I do. But where are the people? And if I can't find the people, and oh, I have to pay for advertisement and join the whole like conglomeration of, that's what I do. I thank you, Liz. I do complain about that. And yeah, and then that'll be an avalanche into, well, okay, so I go down that rabbit hole, and then I don't have the money, the amount of the money, the like large amount to really be the big wave in the big saturated market that's out there right now. And anyway, here I go. Wow, it's addictive. It's like, it feels so good. And this is what I want to say. It does feel good. And I think that there's something I learned actually from my coach, Dawn Copeland. Shout out, Dawn. That she and I, or she taught me something, I guess, that she learned in one of her like circles that she called it, it's called hiking out. It's like a controlled venting. It's a controlled complaining. It's a conscious complaining. Because you know what? It does feel good. And you know, it's not about always quickly rerouting to positive, 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 positive. Because, okay, yes, it's a great lens to look at life with positivity. And there are moments where venting and complaining, I don't even want to call it complaining, but sharing emotions exactly as they are in that moment are valuable. I think where complaining gets to be the negative, not so good, unproductive space is when number one, you are living inside of a lens where you're looking for the negativity. Number two, you are living in a non gratitude, unaccepted space where you are feeling that life is like kind of happening to you. It's very subtle. It's an undercurrent, but it lives in there, and that could be you, where you just are so accustomed to seeing what's missing, which is also a lack mentality. It's you're living in scarcity versus this controlled or conscious hiking out or venting where you say to a friend or you just be honest with that moment, like, I need to get this out, because also there's value to like releasing it. I had one of these recently with a friend of mine. I got really sick, and then I actually had COVID, and I was coming out of the COVID, and by the way, it was fine. I moved through it great. I was like powering through, and it was amazing experience to be with my body, and anyway, that's another thing about complaining. I didn't complain through it. I was like, wow, let's do this. Okay. Came out on the other side though, and I wasn't expecting to feel certain things like a kind of dulling and depression, and that's why I ended up doing some of the lives that I did on confusion, and like there was like some darkness that came over me. How And I went to have an energy session with my friend Natalie, who's an amazing body worker, energy healer, friend, yogi, everything. She's amazing. And I found myself on the table being like, not giving myself permission to be negative and to complain about my life. And then finally I turned to her, I was like, I gotta get this out. She's like, go for it. And I was like, I hate my computer. And I realized that I don't allow myself sometimes. I mean, I guess I'm on the opposite side of things where like I don't allow myself to complain, or I don't allow myself to have these um just let it out, venting types of things. I felt so good after. I like literally is a turning point for me. So there's big ones, and then there's the little ones. There's the little ones that just infiltrate your day. And those are the ones I really want all of us to start paying attention to now, because those are the ones that they just are like this unnecessary negativity that then are, it's just taking up space in your mind. And as far as the science, I love to hit the science part of this. All the stuff I was reading today and all the TED Talks I was watching, they all were talking about the hippocampus and the way that this type of complaining can actually lead to memory loss, can actually lead to like losing your ability to be sharp because you're looking for what's wrong in life. And then what if you're doing that, you're going to attract what's called neuro mirroring, which then you're attracting other people that have the same mindset. So then basically you're like this breathing entity of negativity, but you don't even realize it, because why? The same thing. It's like you're with people who are vibrating the same vibe, so you can't see it as well. But this is the thing, it's there. You're hanging out. I want you to start tuning in. Pay attention to what people are saying. Like, are they complaining about the little things? Because if they are, you know, it matters. So let me see here. I jumped all over the place, of course. So neuro mirroring, that's a new term I actually learned, and it's really important with kids. So kids will, hey, greet, kids will mirror what you're doing. That's neural mirroring. It happens in children, and they can pick it up very quickly. So if you're a parent who's like, oh, getting really frustrated when you're driving, let's say, which is like You think that's super innocent, but it's actually infusing a frustration versus like learning how for you as an adult and for you to be around a child to learn to be when frustration comes up, and even in that moment make it a teaching moment. Like, wow, there's so much traffic right now and I feel frustrated, but let's sing a song. I know easier said than done in the moment, but not impossible. And again, habit. Complaining is a habit, so releasing complaining needs to learn to be a new habit. It's an unlearning of sorts. So, yeah, like I was saying, affects the hippocampus. Why do we complain? We complain because we need to get something out. But how we get something out is a choice. Yes, we need to get things out, and I 100% support you releasing things. And there's ways. So I think it's about creating your your um, your methods that work for you to release. And so much of the breath work that I do and the mind mastery work that I do and the movement exercises. In fact, this month we're doing the throat chakra in the self mastery lab, and we are going to be releasing. I mean, voice release, vibrational release, frequency release, energy release. It's all so, so, so important. If you don't meditate, I support you to find a meditation practice. If you don't know how to do that, let me know. I'm great at creating simple ways for people to get started in a self inquiry journey, because life is about asking the questions. The answers are in the questions. So if you're not asking yourself, am I a complainer? Do I complain a lot? Where in my life do I complain? Which is why on all of my Next Level Manifestors Facebook board, on anywhere, you'll see me asking questions because the answers are there. It's just that we need to open up the portal to listen to the other side of things. If you're not poking at it, it's going to stay the same. And this is the thing, is that life has its ups and downs, right? It's not perfect. It's actually always going to bring you resistance. It's going to bring you moments of challenge. What you do and how you act in those moments of challenge, in my opinion, is what defines self-mastery. It's how we define character. So complaining is going to be a choice in some ways that you make when you come to the face of challenges or when you come to the face of moments that don't feel good. What lens do you wear in life? And I'm not perfect, and I'm so grateful for these Tuesday talks in my life. I was telling Gisela, who works with me and is one of my dearest friends, one of my besties, I was telling her how these Tuesday talks have become like these amazing self-inquiry voice journals for me. Every week I learn something new to share with you, to hopefully all of us continue to have and infuse positivity in our life. And I noticed that, and I did something about it. I'm here in Washington, D.C. right now, actually Bethesda, Maryland, right on the border. And I was complaining a lot about my apartment, like a lot. I didn't like it. I started to almost be uncomfortable in my own surroundings there. I was complaining. And then lately I've been complaining about not feeling good in my body, about feeling dehydrated. So this is the flip side of things. You can use complaining, just like last week we did my talk on jealousy. You can use it to show you what might need your attention in your life right now. If you find yourself complaining about your route to work or little something, maybe take a moment. Why am I complaining about this? How can I use this as a method for manifesting? Where in this complaining can I turn it around and see that I actually have a desire for something? That maybe there's an expectation in your life that you're not meeting. So how can you raise up to something? So there's levels of complaining, in my opinion. As I started to look into this, I started to see that there's different kinds of complaining. You're not going to be able to control the weather. So I support you and encourage you to release that type of complaining. Look at it if you're wasting mind space. I'm all about mind space. I'm all about looking at where is your energy going, and is it being used to support where you're going in your life? Is it being used to really hold you back? And there's a lot of subtleties and subtle ways that we like to hold ourselves back that we don't even realize that we're doing. parts. All right, so let's see. I did tap into this thing about complaining that I realized um, I was trying to untangle it. So sometimes I find myself complaining because I had an expectation about something. Especially, I notice I complain a lot, or I guess, yeah, I complain. I call it editing. When I go and I'm like at a really nice restaurant where I know I'm going to be spending a lot of money, and a dish will come and like I don't know what it is, or I mean, a dish will come and like I had an expectation about something, about this meal or this dish from the way that they describe it, and I get it, and I notice that I immediately like have an expectation, and then I start editing it as if like, well, I edit a lot of things. I notice that's kind of my thing, is like I edit everything as if like it comes to me and like there's always a way to make it better, which there is. There's always, and that's another point that came up today, there's always going to be someone who has it better, something that can be better, there's better is always out there. And I think the tricky part of this is, can we digest, accept, and feel the gratitude of what it is, and give ourselves the opportunity to possibly edit. I'm using the word edit instead of complain, and maybe there's even a better word of evaluate or just examine. Like, complaining is to see the negative of it. To me, editing is like when you give an editor your paper or something to, is because you want that person to catch the typos and make it a little bit better. And I think that's kind of where I've moved complaining in my life, is that it's just a way of looking at something and just saying, oh, this is how I could have done it better. And I think that comes from just having a business and also being a graphic designer and a coach, is that I'm always looking to like elevate something. And this is what I talk about in my method here, where, you know, the science of change is really about, well, the science of change, the process itself is realize, visualize, actualize, and metamorphize. But underneath this idea of change is to make sure that we're changing from a place of love and betterment and elevation, not from a place of lack and scarcity. So this is a very nuanced place when it comes to complaining, where it's there to kind of show you that you are aware of a situation. You're seeing that something that could be better. Maybe you're seeing that there's a way that your eyes are tuning to elevating something. But the lens in which you bring your editing, the lens in which you bring your words, even, and the tone at which you're using it, the frequency at which you show up, can make the difference between you being a complainer and you being someone who's trying to just elevate a situation. So I'll let you take that in for a minute, because, or what do you think about that? Because I actually just channeled that a little bit. That is the essence of what I wanted to say today, but I wasn't sure how it was going to come out. I think it feels good because it feels empowering, but it's false empowerment. Well, let's unpack that, Liz, if you're still here, what false empowerment even is. Empowerment, it means that you feeling empowered, but you don't believe it. That's an interesting statement. False empowerment. I don't know if that's almost like that's an oxymoron, right? I think it's empowerment that might be new or baby, but I don't know if empowerment can be false. Empowerment is empowerment. And what were you relating that I think it feels good part to? So, and yeah, actually, I just glanced over and I see, Liz, you put the like angry icon, and and that made me remember, complaining can really get us angry, right? Like it could start as that one little tiny complaint, and then it is like an avalanche, or like, revving an engine. You do it, you complain, and then you go rev it up, and it can turn into anger. And I don't know, maybe that feels good for some people. In fact, I'm pretty sure it does feel good for a lot of us, because why? I think that it's misplaced energy that needs to come out on some level. Okay, this way. Oh, okay, Liz. I think you can complain. I think if you can complain, you feel like an authority, but I mean, I'm just talking about people that are constantly bitching and moaning, and it makes them feel like they're doing something, but they're not. Abso-freaking-lutely. That's the thing. It is a waste of time, and it is a sabotage technique to avoid doing the thing that you need to do, to avoid feeling something that is behind the complaining. It is an avoidance. Complaining, there are very little, but there are a few productive moments to complaining. But one of them can be, if you hang around a lot of people that are complaining, here's your opportunity just to look for some new friends right now. Really, I know. Okay, so as far as a personal story, um, I guess, well, complaining and gossiping are probably like sister, cousins, brothers to each other. And I remember a really big moment. I've had moments like this in my life where I've declared certain things, like declared no more lying. I've declared no more gossiping. Which, look, I do complain about a few things. I just do. I'm not perfect, but I do recognize my complaining energy a lot quicker. But gossiping, I feel like is a relation to complaining. And I had somebody in my life actually many years ago who brought this to my attention and was a gift. Actually, she had told me that she declared not to talk about people. And I remember being like, you know what? If you're someone who doesn't talk about people, then I felt safe that, oh, then you weren't going to talk about me. And I realized that that was something that I wanted to make other people feel safe around me. So I try my 100% best to not complain about other people or gossip, because that means if I'm talking about someone, like, you know, stabbing them in the back, or talking shit about someone, that means that the person I'm with could feel unsafe, that I could be talking about them behind their back. These are just what do you call it? Integral moral compass for myself. These are things that I have chose to embody as my north, as my way to move through life, as my way to make other people around me feel safe and want to be around me. And also how I want to feel when I'm around people. I don't want to feel that other people are talking about me, or that gossiping is something is in my circle. I do have best friends that's where I let it out, and it's accepted, and we move on. And they call me out on stuff too, like if I need to, like, shut it down. So yeah, so I had a note here that to make a note of like one time complaining versus over and over complaining. And that for all of us to look at how our complaining is serving us, and what is it actually the barrier to us experiencing, feeling, or taking responsibility for. And for us to just really all look at, well, what is the thing that we complain the most about? And like I shared, it was my apartment, and then it was like me feeling dehydrated, and then me not working out, and my body. I go in and out of complaining about how I feel about my body. And so when I get to a point where I'm like complaining about something, I'm like, okay, stop and do something about it. So it can serve you as the manifesting tool that we're talking about today. So if you are still here, I know Mindy, you wanted a number 8. Liz, if you're still here, let me know what number you want. And I think Kelly, you left me over here, or Gray Fitness Solution, you just showed up. We're reading. I'm going to do a tarot card, individual readings. If you want a card, just pop in a number, and I'm going to pick that number from this deck. This is the animal deck. I've been working with it now recently more and more. And as these come in, I'm just going to remind you that gratitude and acceptance are usually the way through many things, and complaining is definitely the way through. I'm just looking at my notes here. But when complaining becomes the lens in which we see life, it should be examined, because you are choosing to see and tune into the cannot see that word. Dissatisfaction. Oh my God. Brain cannot compute. Computer says no. um, yeah, and I mean, I think we all want to look to what's working in life and not what's not working. And, the work that I do here is all about the dualities, and everything has its two sides. And so everything is about working with both sides, but then choosing what you want to illuminate. So here we go. Here we go. 5. Okay, great. So let's pick your 5 right now. Let's pick Gray Man Fitness Solutions. Give me a number. What's your name? I'll pick you a card, an animal card. Thank you for even tuning in. It's fun when I get random people here. All right, here we go. I always have this moment where I reflect. I'm like, well, do animals complain? No. I mean, do they feel? I mean, it's such a weird thing, us humans, with our extra brain power and our ability to reason. Our ability to reason is what causes us a lot of these problems. From New Zealand, 4. 1, 2. Hold on, I'm gonna get you next. You said 5, Liz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mindy, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And New Zealand, what's your name? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. We got some cards. We got some animals. Liz, you got the dragonfly, 27. Look at that. Dragonfly, interessante. All right, so the dragonfly, and we're talking about complaining. Dragonfly. I've like illusion. Boom. Hi, John. Illusions. That's such a great moment. That's such a great reflection right now, because you know what? Our complainings, they really are illusion. If you think about the way, well, they can be seen as illusion. We've been picking this dragonfly a lot lately. It's the essence of the winds of change. And I think that's the whole point. Complaining, it could be a momentary, it's just a wind. Let it come in, let it go out. Don't hold on to it. And eventually transform it into positivity. Transform it into a moment of gratitude or acceptance. What you think, Liz? What you think? Ivy, what's up? Wait. Sorry, that's my mom's phone. I'm over here. She has this amazing sound. See, I could complain about that right now. I have noticed that actually in myself. I do have a lot more acceptance to moments that, you know what, in the past that would have irritated the shit out of me. What good is that moment? Contraction. See, contraction immediately. Ow, I think I hurt myself. Antonio, what's up? What's up? All right, so Liz, illusion. I think I got that one. I felt good on that download. It beckons you to seek out parts of your habits which you need to change. Maybe there's moments in your complaining that you need to change. Mindy, you got 8 and you got 8. The otter. That's cool. 8, 8. She's not on the call, I don't think, so I'm just going to read the main piece here and I'll tell her later a little bit about it. Ooh, Mindy. Woman medicine. I'm feeling this for you. Otter, so playful, coquettes by the stream, the medicine of woman, the realized dream. Stop complaining about shit and start realizing that you are that powerful. The woman, let's see, these character traits. The otter is always on the move and very curious, as you are. Unlike other animals, otter will not start a fight unless it is attacked first. This joyful little creature is adventuresome and assumes that all other creatures are friendly until proven otherwise. And I think that that's a great, I always tie these cards into the theme today. So I think that's a great way for us to remember that, I forgot what I was going to say, until proven otherwise. Like, why not assume the best? Maybe, I've had to remember that if someone treats me like with an irritation throughout the day, I have no idea what's going on in their life. So I can come back. Maybe they snapped at me. Somebody didn't hold the door or even slammed in my face. That moment for me in my life, that moment could be, what the hell? Or, whoosh, let it fly off. So I like that. The otter reminds us, be carefree until you're attacked, and then have, maybe when you're attacked, you still have a moment of like, hold up, what's happening here? All right. Oops. John, I picked your 4. Jaguar. Yes, Antonio, there's always time. I got you on 16 in 1 minute. What is this? 51, the Jaguar. Wow, what a powerful card. Look at that. Let's see what the Jaguar can teach us about complaining and just about what the Jaguar represents. Let's see, 51. It's still a relatively new deck, so I am looking at the book, but we learn together. I decided to learn while we go here. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is about integrity and impeccability. Impeccability, yes, integrity. I think that there's personal moral compass moments of integral moral. I don't know, I'm making this up, but your moral compass and what do you hold as integrity in your life. There's the 4 agreements. Don't take things personally and all of that stuff. For me, complaining and gossiping and things like this have become a part of my moral compass in life, where it's like, you know what? I choose to be integral in this moment. I choose to see the positive, even though I feel activated. The triggers are the most amazing. Oh, that's you, the Jaguar, or you are a man of integrity, or both. So this is a great reminder that, can we link complaining to integrity? Can we show up for ourselves in a way that we want others to show up for us? Ivy, I got you with the 7, by the way. Jaguar medicine is integrity, impeccability. Its mission is to devour the unclean aspects of human behavior. What? That's what we're talking about. To devour your complaining. Not swallow it down, like get rid of it, because we also talked about the importance of releasing. But devour it in the sense of, be someone who lives from the lens of acceptance and gratitude and positivity. You can, the funny thing is, you can still complain about something, but pay attention to the words that you're using, right? You can still have a reflection in life and choose your words so that they aren't on anyone else either. Thank you, Jaguar. What powerful medicine. 7, Ivy. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The rabbit. 30, the rabbit. Wow, I'm feeling this is really interesting, because this is a whole. Oh, sorry, Antonio. 16, got you next. The rabbit has been, these cards have been really, the last few weeks we were picking the same cards, even though I was shuffling. Swear, I was shuffling. And so now we have a whole new wave coming through. I can feel it. All right, here we go. Rabbit energy. Look at that. Hibbity hop hop. The first thing that I think about is just hopping from one thought to the next and letting things go, even if it's a complaining moment. But I know that's not. Oh, boo. This is a mother load. It's about fear. Fear. You're welcome, John. Every Tuesday, 10 o'clock, I do a different topic and a reading here. So hope to see you next week. And stay on to the end here if you want. So fear. The rabbit. Oh, yes. I don't know your name. But yes, if you put a number in, I'll pick you a reading. I'll pick you a card. The 2 continued along the trail, which led. Okay, let's see. The rabbit. If you pull the rabbit, stop talking about horrible things happening and get rid of the what if. What? I love how on point this is today. Stop complaining. Stop complaining, talking about the negative, because the negative creates more negatives. Even what ifs. What if? Well, what if that happens? It's a form of complaining. What if? It's like, you know what? I got called out. My best friend called me out right before I moved here, because I just moved and sublet my place for 8 months. I was on the phone with her and I was like, what if? And I was in what if, and she goes, you really need to just stay here in the moment. And she pulled me right back in, and I realized it was actually very comforting to let go of the what ifs. You cannot know. Fear cannot live in the present moment. If you're complaining, you're either complaining about something that just happened or you're talking about something that you think might happen. Stay present. Hop, 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 hop. The hopping keeps you in the moment, the step. You could just focus on the next step. Hibbity hop, hop. um, and pay attention to your vocabulary. Again, that's what I was saying. Like, really pay attention. This card may signal a time of worry about the future or trying to exercise your control over what of that which is not in form yet. The future. Stop now. Great. It says even here, write your fears down and be willing to feel them. Breathe into them and feel them running through your body into Mother Earth, and then give them away. Thank you for this rabbit, Ivy. If you're still here, rabbit energy, fear. Hop into the just present moment. Get out of the fear. The fear is what ifs. The fear cannot live in the present moment the more present you are. And actually, if you're complaining about something, you're not in the present moment. All right. Antonio, I think you had 16, right? I'm just going back up. 16, and then I don't know how, whatever your name is, or maybe you could tell me your name hits. I can't pronounce what's happening there, but I see you as 18. Okay, here we go. 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 16, and 17, 18. Okay, 17, 18. Oh my God, this is amazing. Antonio, you got Fox, 25. Hitesh? Okay. I got you 1 second, Hitesh. Hitesh, yeah. Antonio, 25. The Fox. So we're talking about complaining. That's the theme for today. So let's see how the Fox can support our growth. And I was posing the question in this group and today, what is something that you notice that you complain the most about in your life? From the little things to the weather, to prices on a menu, to big things. Like, I don't want to live in this house anymore, or I'm not happy in this relationship, or whatever. Like, from the micro to the macro. All right, here we go. 25. Camouflage. Ooh, the Fox is about camouflage. Interesting. I'm gonna time. Oh, you complain about time. Another thing we cannot control: weather, time, gas prices, things like that. Is that serving you? Is that useful? Are you camouflaging your complaining and taking up space in your life, Antonio, that you could be using to create something, or you could be using to use your positivity to move something forward? How is complaining about time really serving you? You know? So if Fox is chosen to share its medicine with you, it is a sign that you are to become like the wind, which is unseen yet able to weave into and through any location or situation. You would be wise to observe the acts of others rather than their words at this time. Use your cunning nature in a positive way. Keep silent about who and what and why you are observing. In learning the art of camouflage, you need to test your abilities to pull this off. That's interesting. Go move through spaces silently, which means do not complain. Be an observer. If others are complaining, just let it be like the wind. You're moving it right through you, over you, around you. What do you think, Antonio? Is it time to be unseen and to be the protector of something? Your thoughts, navigating, camouflaging, or is it that you're camouflaging your complaining with other people that complain, and so you don't even realize that you're complaining? Because that's something that I covered earlier here, that complaining is like bad breath. You know it when it's around you, but you don't know that you have it. But if you're around other people that are complaining, most likely you're a complainer. Let's just put it that way. on some level. Not to be harsh or anything, but it's just like how I see it. Stacy, if you're here, I can't see I'm the way that this works. It's hard for me to tell who's here, but Stacy, if you're still here and you want a card, I'm picking animal cards. All right, Hitesh, you got the wolf, 15. Boom. Powerful. We have gotten some really, really amazing cards today. Oh my gosh. Dragonfly, otter, jaguar, rabbit. Why is this one up? Did I not pick this one? Oh, my bad. You got the crow. Sorry. 24. Hitesh, you got 24. I got confused with my piles. All right, the crow is the law. There is a medicine. So this is basically the crow is the keeper of sacred law. Well, I seriously doubt that complaining is a law, the law of anything. You know, we've got the law of sacrifice, the law of thinking, the law of polarity. It depends which model I'm following. There's the 11 forgotten laws that has been a huge part of my learning by Bob Proctor and Mary Morrissey. We've got the hermetic laws, which follow a lot of the laws of universe. And then we've got our personal laws. So that's kind of what we're talking about. What's your personal creed? What's your personal laws in your own life? And does complaining fit into something that you want to keep doing as your laws? Like, what if we were really write our own commandments, you know, the ways that we want to live our life? Would complaining, no, it wouldn't get in there. It'd be like, heck no. Stacy got you with the 4. So, you know, the laws are the protectors of our ancient records. Wow, that's powerful. I think it's a powerful moment for me actually to realize that if I were to write myself a law book or a commandments or a personal moral compass or this integral integrity, like I want to live by things here, there is no way complaining would ever make it onto this list. So the crow is here to teach us that if we were to look at our life and create like a system for ourselves, what would be in that system? And Hitesh, maybe you can share, like, if you aren't complaining, what are you doing? Like, who are we if we're not complaining? That's something I ask all the time in my teachings, because the thing is complaining is just taking up the veil of illusion, which is what the dragonfly is. Ooh, I'm learning the cards. Um, it's taking up it's a lens, it's a veil of illusion to keep us from doing the thing that we actually want to do, from success, keeping us from feeling better and more vibrant. And there's nothing wrong that we keep ourselves from that. It's natural. It's scary sometimes to become the big, powerful us that we know we can be. So we put these layers and layers and layers in front of us. And so there's nothing bad or wrong here. It's a moment to reflect. It's self-inquiry. And that's what all of this is. Maybe I'm complaining about the laws created by society. Oh, you open up a can of worms with that one. Yeah, and that's the thing here, is that we have these laws that we all are inside of, the bigger macro laws of society. And then we have to choose how we navigate inside of that. We're all here together. This is one love, one world, oneness. And we're all navigating that cultural laws. But there is a lot more empowerment and a lot more choice that you have that maybe you're not even realizing that you have inside of this law sphere, cultural, like inundated. Bleh. I feel it too. You know, a lot of parts of me feel resistant to what's happening, but I'd like to see myself as someone. What I've done is to reduce the resistance. Is what I've done is I choose to do my best to see all the perspectives along the spectrum, so that I feel educated to not pick one thing, which I think pigeonholes us into something, but to be everything. Maybe judging my actions as right or wrong if they will lead to bad karma. You know, thanks for bringing up the word judgment. I'm Stacy 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because judgment was another word that I realized we complain about when we are judging ourselves. So that is another thing. What up, Jamal? What? All you coming at the end of the hour here? Okay, Spider. Stacy, Spider. 43. Jamal, you'll be the last one. If you want to tell me a number, I'll pick a card for you. 43, the spider, interesting. The web, of course, weaving the web, and the web of complaining that we can do, and the web of lies that we do, and the web of whatever. Or it could be a web of love. It could be a web of, there's many things the web can be. But but the web is always weaving. That's the word for this, Stacy, weaving. And remember, I think we picked weaving. We had a lot of weaving when I came over and did the high vibe day with you. There was something about weaving. The woman was weaving or something. I don't know. You have to remind me. So, spider, weaving webs of delight. Weave me a peaceful world, carrying creation into your web, waiting to be unfurled. Spider weaves the webs of fate for those who get caught in her web and become her dinner. Yes, that is beautiful. Alchemical practice. So let's see, how do we, the weaving of the complaining too. Like if you complain, you're basically, you can, because I want to relate it back, your negative thoughts are going to weave to negative thoughts, and then they're going to, like Spider-Man, they're going to then attach to the other people around you who have negative thoughts. And in some ways you create a micro and a macro world of either negativity or positivity. Your complaining is just a way to see what you're worrying about or what you're tuning into. So here's the invitation to tune in and weave a web of love. Weave a web of positive vibes, and then let that actually become a bigger web that you're weaving. Imagine also in knitting, the string that you're using. Is it complaining, or is it positive, negative or positive, productive or unproductive? I mean, you're literally weaving it into the fabric of who you are. So that's also powerful. The body of a spider is like the number 8, consisting of 2 lobe-like parts connected at the waist and 8 legs. Spider is a symbol of infinite possibilities. Thank you, Stacy. That's beautiful. Infinite possibilities of creation. And as we wrap up today, that's the whole point today, that you are the creator of your life. You are creating your complaining, and you are creating your possibilities. But I can tell you this, the more you complain, the less you're going to be stepping into your possibilities, and at least quicker or faster. So, 4, not 5. I'm not sure what that means. Did I pick the wrong card for you? My bad. It's all perfect here in this moment. Whatever card we picked is exactly the card that was meant to have. Okay, so Jamal, number 3. Because sorry, it gets lost up into the thing here. It's the last card in the deck. All right, Wolf. 15. Dang, you howling. My battery's about to die here. Shoot. My battery on my phone's going to die. I wasn't expecting to go this long. Here we go. Wrapping it up today. Tell me if you can, like, any takeaways on, if you're still here, thank you for being here, but any takeaways that you have on complaining, or any takeaway from today. And I apologize, John, if I selected you the wrong card. I trust in the divine timing and divineness of everything, and today we were meant to have that. All right, 15 is the wolf, is the teacher. And yes, Jamal, I see you stepping into your teacher leader role, howling and letting people hear the howl and come towards you. And the wolf is the pathfinder. Interesting. The forerunner of new ideas who returns to the clan to teach and share the medicine. So you right now. Wolf takes one mate for life and is loyal like a dog. If you were to keep company with wolves, you would find an enormous sense of family within the pack, as well as a strong individualistic urge. These qualities make wolf very much like the human race. As humans, we also have an ability to be part of society and yet still embody our individual dreams and ideas. Wow, perfect. Wolf. Ow! Everybody, if you're here, howl. We all have a howl. Ow, ow, ow! Feels good. Yeah, so as far as complaining, I think that masters, teachers, and leaders, they do learn to see to adjust the complaining knob quicker, where they can feel something that is negative and complaining, um, and transform it quicker. A lot of what I always talk about is not that we do something or fall off our path, but how quickly we get back on. And I think that leaders are leaders and teachers, and they learn to manage these energies or these thoughts within us. And so much of why I call it mind mastery is because no matter what you're creating in your life, whether it's a business or better health or relationship, it comes back to your mind. The mastery of this mind, this beautiful servant that we have. And the reason I do this work is because there was a time that my mind was running the show. So if you are someone who wants to work with someone like me that can help you get underneath the hood of your own mind and help you wire it and fire it to the places of positivity, to success, to learn how to move through resistance faster, to be the creator of your life and feel empowered every day, then let's talk. Sign up for a free vision call. You can find my link in metamorfize.com, which is my website. Right there you can sign up for a vision call, and I love to talk to people and really support you to do what you are here to do. And it's my pleasure and it's my passion. We're going to end with some Stacy wisdom. Stacy studies the Kabbalah, and I love that you're also a teacher to me, Stacy. And the wolf is teacher. And I think a true teacher and a true master always knows that they are also a student. So what I love about all of you is that you also teach me so much. Like, we're here in this together. I might be on this video pushing the play button, but we are here together learning. I got a little emotional thinking about that. In Kabbalah, they teach that we also need to release and vent. I think it's wise management of when and how we release with intention. Absolutely, Stacy. Earlier in this talk, I talked about a term that one of my mentors spoke or taught me, which is called, you're welcome, Antonio. She gave me this term. It's called hiking out, where something would really irritate me, let's say, and I would ask. So it's intentional. It would say, can I have a moment to hike out? And the other person literally just receives it. They just listen, and you let it out as if there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I think that the venting and the releasing is so important. But when complaining happens with things that we cannot control, this is my recap for today, like the weather, like time, like prices on a menu, and it's a constant complaining of it. Those are the ones that we need to start with, to pay attention to, and choose different ways of acceptance and gratitude in those moments. Because those are the ones that are taking up unnecessary mental energy that we could be using towards being the creators of our lives. All right, everyone, we're going to end with that. Be the creator of your life. I'm wishing you magic and power to, navigate your mind in a positive way. Thank you for these beautiful cards. And one love. We're all in this together, so pay attention to your surroundings and to your fellow people. And why don't we turn complaining into complimenting? That's kind of my biggest takeaway today. What if we could, instead of complain, we compliment? I'm like, oh, that's a good one, Lisa. I'm high-fiving myself on that. I'm going to make a meme. Instead of complain, compliment. So how about that? Why don't you all go out today and give extra compliments to people? You are so welcome. All of you, Jamal and John, hope to see you next week. I'll pick the right number or the other numbers. And we'll see you soon. All right. Bye.